they'll have spinoffs. They'll have spinoffs till the end of time, till people forget who the fuck these people are. So
No one's gonna forget.
I've already forgotten. Thank you, Mike. I'm glad we're in agreement.
You know their names.
He worked with someone that they don't like each other, and I'm trying to get that other person. I'm trying to get that other person in our league right now because I'm like, hey, this guy you don't like is in our league. You should really get in there and beat him.
Welcome to Nerdy, Drunk, and Stoned. It is it Wednesday? I don't even know what day it is anymore.
Oh, for the love of God.
It's Wednesday, September 9th.
NFL starts tomorrow.
As always, by Nick
and Mike.
Mike.
Yes, my name is Mike.
Just call him
I'm
Nick.
in a hotel. I'm washed out.
Nick. Get in there, Rock.
This is gonna be the casual phone it in episode.
This is my Billy Butcher beard I got going on. I said, all right, I guess I won't trim it up just yet.
Oh, man.
Jason's going for the full butch. So, Jason, you have finally watched The Boys.
Season 1.
Haven't watched the beauty that is the first 3 episodes of season 3.
Let me say right off the bat that Carl Urban is from New Zealand. And in the show, he's trying to do a British accent because all through the season, I thought he was Australian, but they kept calling him British. And I was like, it's not British. He's fucking Australian. But I guess that's what he sounds like as a New Zealander trying to do a British accent.
I thought he was Australian, honestly.
Yeah, I know. Everyone in the show kept saying something about like British. And I was like, he's not British. He's fucking Australian. Like,
he's Australian.
I think he actually says the Queen at some point.
Yeah. He said, yeah. He says shit about the Spice Girls, I guess. Which,
oh yeah, he does that as well.
Which makes sense. Good for them. They brought that full circle because he said something about his wife liking the Spice. She would hum the Spice Girls, and I was like, okay. Good for you, show. You answered that question cleverly.
Let's start off. What would you guys give it out of 10, season 1?
Production value, it's probably the best looking show.
Yeah.
I commented on that after like episode 3 or 4. I was like, like this show makes, I think we just talked about Raised by Wolves for a second. Like that show makes Raised by Wolves and most Netflix productions look cheap. Like it's probably the best looking show I've seen. And really nowhere in the show was the CGI like jarring or felt dialed back because it's a television show.
It doesn't have the fuck.
No. Okay.
Screw it. I can't think of it.
I was gonna say I give it like a solid 8 out of 10. Maybe verging on 9. I think 8's like a pretty solid bet because I mean, yeah, sure. The story is much more exciting and exhilarating than say something like Better Call Saul. I don't even want to talk about you say Watchmen, but the TV show of Watchmen, I could not. I watched the first 2 episodes and
I watched the whole thing and
it looks cheap.
It looks
absolutely. Yeah,
it looks like you're working with a property like Watchmen, and this is the investment.
I've seen what Dr. Manhattan looks like in motion on that show. Like it doesn't
look
look
a guy
good.
That's painted blue.
Yeah, it looks fake. It's sad when the movie from almost fucking a decade and a half ago looks better than your TV show.
Well, the budget for the movie,
was what? I mean, I guarantee it's
probably
HBO.
Astronomical compared to the.
You think the HBO TV show was J.J. Abrams, man? I guarantee you they threw money at him to do that property, man. I could probably look it up, but I don't care.
And the boys look.
No, the boys look
so
good.
much better.
Yeah.
The only time that I would say it's semi. You're reminded it's a TV show is some of the gore. I'm like, well, that's clearly fake blood.
Sure. Well, yeah. When you have people get cut in
Splashing and
half, I mean, yeah.
But that's how the comics are. Like I was basically comparing it to it is the Watchmen movie is like Dawn of the Dead as The Boys is like The Walking Dead. Like they're both gory, they're both of a certain genre, which is the superhero kind of fucked up heroes genre. But one's a movie, one's a series, and even in the comic books, which The Boys is a long-running series,
Yeah.
there are very, very gory scenes. Like I think the first page is some guy getting his head smashed in.
Yeah, and doesn't in the comics, Butcher has a dog,
He has a
right?
dog, yeah. I don't know
Doesn't
why
he
they
like
give
make it
to-
rape someone's dog or some insane shit?
I don't know. I just know that the dog. It seemed like it would be interesting to see Carl Urban have a relationship like a. You'd see him more human. I feel. If
He
had a
is,
dog.
but that
if you
he
gave
has.
him a dog, I would love him so much better in that show.
He's a
Yeah.
human
Why
character
did they
though.
cut that out?
He
No,
had
he
a dog.
is.
8 years ago, he has a dog in his little flashbacks with his wife.
Yeah, but I'm
So
saying like currently, and then if you ended up killing it,
it,
that's
it,
like
it-
that's a gut. That would be a gut punch to watch because you always, anytime you kill an animal in a show, you're like,
I do
"Ugh."
joke about how they make the deep sympathetic because you don't, like it's just like
Just
you
wait
said,
for season
animals
two. Just wait for
animals
season
are
two.
always like easy sympathy points. So the shit with the dolphin and the lobster, I'm always like, man, every time they get axed, I'm just like, why can't the
Just-
deep catch a break?
I love the fact.
Jason, I don't want to spoil anything, but just wait for the whale.
Yeah,
That's
don't
all
say anything.
That's all I'm gonna
Why don't
say.
you just shut up?
I love the fact that his name is the Deep. Like it's hilariously stupid. Like
But so that's the show's biggest strength to me, and this is what we discussed. Is well, me and Jade anyway. Was that you have characters that are pretty abhorrent. They do terrible, terrible things. Obviously, like Homelander is a literal like psychopath. The Deep is a rapist. Like that's how we're introduced to him. But yet both of these characters can still be sympathetic, and the show plays them as sympathetic, especially the Deep. Like the Deep is like you feel for him when he wants to rescue that dolphin and it goes sideways and the dolphin dies. Like it's hilarious, but you're also like, damn, like that fucking sucks. The shit with the lobster, he's gonna save the lobster and it gets stabbed in the head. Like it's funny, like you feel for these characters, but then like the next second you're like, oh yeah, that guy's like a rapist. Like, why do I feel sorry for him? And same thing with Homelander. When you see him being raised in like a lab, and spoilers, everyone's spoilers, I guess, whatever.
This is season 1. It's an
Yeah.
it's a year.
When you see him getting raised in a lab, like you are sympathetic towards, like you're like, damn, that's why he's fucked up. Like they raised him in a lab.
For a split
Yeah,
second.
but you know what I mean? Like the humanity, the show is really good about showing like the humanity breakthrough on these really like terrible people. So they're not just these one-dimensional, like, Homelander is just a crazy psychopath for like 4 or 5 episodes. You're
Evil
just like,
Superman.
this guy's a crazy Superman with a mommy issue. But then it becomes like, but then you start to
loves
see
milk.
what. You start to see why, and then you are sympathetic, even though he's like a crazy person. Like you want things to
because
kind
you
of
feel
work out for these characters. Though I always hated A
feel
Train.
bad for
Well,
him. You
A
feel
Train's
bad.
still alive, I
A-Train has-
guess.
Everyone
A-Train has
hates
always
A-Train.
been a fucking huge piece of shit. I can't wait for them to kill him.
Yeah, it's just I guess because it's like he's a junkie, and I have a hard time feeling.
No, it's not
sorry
because
for
he's a
him.
junkie. It's his personality. He's just an asshole. Like
I will say this: the only redeeming
he has no redeemable
thing,
qualities.
the only redeeming thing about A Train is
No,
when
he
he
has no
shows
redeeming
up
qualities.
and he's like, "Hey, what's up, everybody?" I always just laugh my ass off every time he like shows up and he's like, "Look how awesome I am! I'm really fast." Like, but
I feel like you could possibly argue that Homelander's clearly damaged, and that's what makes him a psychopath.
Are
And
you
A
sure?
Train, because of the fact that he's had to live up to this motto of the fastest man on the planet, he's started juicing and like he's damaged his heart and his body, and like he's done all this to live up to the brand. That's the one relatable like human aspect to him. Besides that, he's just an asshole. Like I can't stand A-Train.
I don't think there's anything redeemable about Homelander. I feel like
Are you sure?
I feel like he's
sure?
the epitome.
He's a psychopath for sure.
Oh,
but
absolutely. But
he
he's
clearly
yeah.
is damaged.
Because yeah, it's like he's having to like tiptoe around, you know, like he knows the guy that raised him in the lab. He knows the people that made him into what, and he just has to like go day to day. Like he has the power to literally just show up at those people's houses and be like, "Fuck you for doing this." Boom, you're dead.
Yeah,
But yet he has to.
Period. There's
Yeah.
nothing that could stop him.
That almost
It's
sounds
not like
you guys are
Superman with
giving him a
kryptonite.
pass.
It's literally Superman without kryptonite. That's Homelander.
It's like you're
he is
giving him
God.
a pass, though. You're
I'm
saying,
not giving
he's
him a pass.
damaged.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that the show
He's
humanizes,
understandable.
as I said, these abhorrent. Yeah, it's like a Thanos thing. Like I'm not saying that Homelander is a good guy in any means, but to a degree you understand, and the show lets you understand. Like he wasn't just, he wasn't just a kid that was a psychopath. You know what I mean? Like he was just a kid in a fucking lab with a blanket that was raised, and because he didn't have a mother or a father, he's all fucked up from that. And
if you were raised in those circumstances,
there is part of me that thinks that he has. Well, I think he did have good intentions at one point that just get like extremist and warped. Like he's doing what he thinks is like right in his head, I guess, for his mom until he melts her fucking head. Which I definitely saw coming. As soon as he showed up, I was all like chill about her being in the C4. Me and Jade, I was like, he's about to snap this bitch's neck.
No more
like,
fucking lies.
Yeah, I was like, he doesn't care because he's going to kill her. Like it's very obvious.
Because of his powers, which
yeah. Why would you relate to humanity when you're when you are God? Mm-hmm. After a while, it's just like how can you relate to these people?
Yeah, you'll see you'll see the way that he speaks.
I won't see it if you keep talking
about it. I'm not gonna say it, but you'll see the way that he views himself.
Are you glad you watched it, Jason? Because I know it has literally. Yeah. I've had to do a Homelander-like move of moving heaven and earth to fucking get you to fucking watch this.
No,
shit.
I've been wanting to watch it for quite a while since it aired, but clearly it's not like something that the significant other like she hasn't seen any of the Marvel movies. Like she doesn't really go into like superhero stuff. That's a big negative. And I knew like The Boys was above that. So The Boys is above that, but yes, I mean, calling it an edgy superhero story like is not far from the truth. But they just make it really realistic to the fact that there are plenty of times that I forget that I'm watching like a superhero product, I guess, until they use the word like soups. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I guess this is a show about superheroes.
Because they're doing fan service in the sense of like, okay, so obviously they never show this in Marvel, but if you are Mr. Fantastic, I'm sure you would do things to abuse your power.
Sure, because why wouldn't you? A normal person abuses that power, every day, whatever it is, people fucking use... I'm like trying to think of like the most ridiculous things human beings do. You know what I mean? Like,
it's bosses fucking their employees. Like,
yeah, bosses fucking look. Well, so you say bosses fucking their employees. How many sex toys exist? How many times do people try to fuck everything? And now you're gonna tell me you fuck animals, you fuck fruit, like people.
So they're celebrities with superpowers.
Yeah, literally.
And humans are obsessed with sex. Those three things, And then they started all off with, guess what a soup does? He abuses his celebrity power to fuck
Well,
someone.
it's because, I mean, I guess that's one way of looking at it. I would say more generally that all the superhero stuff that we've gotten from Marvel and DC tends to be superheroes that use their powers responsibly. Um, except
Yeah,
for
which is
maybe Deadpool.
unrealistic.
Except for maybe Deadpool. But
Still pretty responsible.
But the thing with The Boys is the fact that it makes it so real feeling, the fact that I would actually believe that if there was a person like Superman, that he would maybe become like Homelander. Just because he was so superior to everyone
Yeah,
else.
yeah. Well, but that's why
Except that he was raised in Kansas.
Well, yeah, that's why Superman is like, the ultimate beacon of hope. And that's why
The
it's
Boy
hard to make a
Scout.
movie about him because, yeah, he is, he's like perfection personified. He took his, like, he had parents that gave him, like, the humblest of teachings, the humblest of origins. And you stuck with that. Like you say, you have everything. You become Jeff Bezos, yet you retain your ultimate humanity. Like, even the littlest guy you don't want to leave behind.
Mm-hmm.
Where Homelander, yeah, is a much more human representation of probably what you would end up like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If no one could stop you and there were no consequences to any of your actions, I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be like Brightburn or whatever, and you're gonna be like a fucking sociopath, Jason Voorhees serial
Serial
killer.
killer. Yeah.
But you'll definitely like probably get bored, and just like a kid does, where he kills some ants with a magnifying glass, you're gonna be like, well, I mean, it doesn't really matter what I do because no one can stop me.
So,
So
since we're a little limited on time, who was your favorite character so far in season 1 for everybody? Who was the character you enjoyed or liked the most?
again, that's a tough question because I would almost say the Deep, if only because his story arc has been kind of the most interesting to
Mm-hmm.
me. Like I say, like a show where the first time you see this guy, like, yeah, I mean, he literally rapes Starlight. Like this abhorrent guy that has no redeeming qualities.
Well, he pulls a Louis C.K. basically, to be exact. Um,
Sure. Well, but I wouldn't even say I don't think that's an apt comparison either because Louis C.K. had like you as a listener of his content, you had 10, 20 years to get acclimated to him before he committed this atrocious act. So you're already a little bit forgiving, or you want to see the bright side. Where with the Deep, when we see him right off the bat, he doesn't. We don't even see his bright side. We just see him as like an egotistical bro rapist. So that's his slate, and for the show to change that perspective in your head over time when that's your first impression, like that's very impressive to me. That every
It
time he
takes
comes on screen, I'm not just like that's a disgusting rapist, like
it takes some good writing,
oh, 100%, 100%. Like
and
and he's
especially
still, and as I'm
they
saying
actually
this, I'm just like,
altered that.
he's still just a piece of shit. Like,
They altered that scene.
did they really?
He is a piece of shit. The entire time he's a piece of shit. They altered that scene in the comics. Starlight gets basically gang raped
Yeah, that's what I thought. I
by
read that
everyone
by
in the
everyone.
Seven.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I thought. But
I'm
there.
assuming when they were trying to
Make it
move it
airable.
over, they basically well, not the fact that you couldn't have a gangbang scene, but it's also you can't redeem every single character.
well, there's
So
a
let's
big
just make
difference
one
between
guy the bad.
gangbang and
Let's just make
gang
one
Yeah,
rape.
and
guy
a
the bad
guy
guy.
throwing his pants down, and it's not even like you see the act of fellatio, I guess we'll call it.
Oh,
Like you
God.
don't even
Yeah.
you don't see that even. It's just
But it's all implied. Like,
But the
Yeah,
Deep
yeah.
literally
happens.
pays throughout the entire first season. Like everything that happens to him, I feel like is because he's such a shitty person.
Well, you say he pays, but then on
Yeah, it's all
my
deserved,
argument would
but-
be it's not like he's sorry yet, at least. You know, like life is shitting on him, definitely. But you know, he didn't want to go up there and give a public apology to Starlight, you know. So I can't say that he's necessarily sorry for what he's done.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say that he's sorry, but I'm saying that he's definitely. It's like all the negative things that happened to him in season 1 are like earned. Like he's earned those things.
Yeah.
They're coming to him.
Well, and then obviously the strangest scene in the
deserve
show where
He
he
definitely
gets
deserves it.
where he gets like raped or something, I guess, Gil raped. I had actually, that was the one thing from the show that I had seen before I ever watched it. I remember when it was airing, I had seen like a minute clip of that scene. I was like, what in the fuck? Like, this is a very uncomfortable scene. And now it makes a lot more sense in context. You know, like he, for lack of a better word, basically gets raped and taken advantage of. So his character does kind of go full circle.
So can he essentially just breathe underwater then? Is that
I
what
guess
those
that is
gills
his
are
power.
for?
Yeah, I don't necessarily.
Season 2 starts out interesting.
I maybe sure.
But you
I
haven't
don't-
seen?
Yeah, I haven't seen, so you can't say anything about it. You just gotta leave it
All,
off.
all I was gonna say that very vaguely was that they're starting to cover social justice issues and
Where do you get
body
that
shaming.
from? There is no social justice.
once Jason
issue.
has seen it, I will.
Oh, I can
Dive
elaborate.
He keeps there's look at the show. There's nothing about social justice anywhere near that show. The good guys are bad guys. Like
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
They literally,
And yeah, the good guys.
they
Thank
literally
you, Mike.
interject a
So thank you
feminazi,
for
Mike.
saying that. They
literally interject a
definitely.
feminazi.
We knew that you know, we obviously know that like the boys, I guess if that's what they're even called, the good guys, like as the show goes on, they just, you know, at first it's like they're like satire bad, like you're like, oh, these are just good guys that have to do some bad things. Then like as the show goes on, you're like, you know, like they just might be assholes. So like,
I mean, they literally took comics and they flipped it upside down, where the criminals are the good guys and the superheroes are the bad guys. Like,
yeah,
that's
and
the
I
beauty to it.
definitely, those words left my mouth of like, are we watching like supervillains? Is that like we're watching the villains try to beat the superheroes, but then not villains per se, like but yeah, so the other, I guess, Billy
I
Butcher's
think
character.
in my mind, the idea is that no one's good.
Yeah,
No one's
Billy
good, no one's
Butcher's
bad.
character is definitely I mean, he's obviously probably most people's favorite character, if only for like his accent and his personality. But he, like, that's what I was gonna say. Towards episodes like 6 or 7 in the first season, like, yeah, he becomes pretty unlikable. Like, you're like everything that's going wrong is because of fucking Billy Butcher, dude. Like, get your fucking shit together, dude.
But I
Like,
disagree wholeheartedly.
Because he's selfish. He's selfish.
yeah.
I disagree wholeheartedly in the argument that that nobody is good. Give me a break. Compared to Homelander and all those
Hey, but
other douchebags.
that's comparing people to Satan. That's like, oh, you're not the devil, but you still stabbed a baby.
Imagine being a person in this world, okay? And
Okay.
you are a
You have
criminal.
Satan and you have not Marilyn Manson. You have fucking serial killer. Both fucking evil.
These are
okay, so
Marilyn Manson is not evil, okay?
Yeah, he's not even
no,
remotely
I
evil.
said I misspoke. I was
Oh.
not talking about Marilyn Manson. But I'm saying you have Satan, you have a serial killer. Both fucking evil.
Okay.
There is
how
no
are
in
you
between.
gonna say
They're
Huey
all
is
they're
a
all
serial
bad.
killer? Or Mother's Milk is a serial killer. Like, they are
Yeah,
existing in a world where superheroes will fucking kill you.
Yeah,
And-
Mike actually has a really good point, especially when it comes to Mother's Milk. So Huey, you can say, has like moments where he he
It's questionable decisions, but
not
that's different.
well, I wouldn't even say questionable.
I guess
He does. We used the term
Frenchie and
earlier.
Huey.
Yeah, there. Now Huey might even be worse than Frenchie and Mother's Milk because there are times that he compromises on his own like morals because I don't know, he sees the ghost of Robin or some shit. So he's like, "Oh fuck it, I guess I'm gonna be a
He didn't want to
shitbag."
fuck things up with
With
Starlight.
Annie, yeah. But Mother's Milk, you know, when they go see the mesmerizer and shit, like he's like, no, we don't have to kill him. We're gonna do everything. This is fine. And same thing with Frenchie. None of these guys have really like killed that we've seen. I'm sure there are things in their past, but at least in the show, they've always pretty been like, no, like we're not gonna be messy. Like we're gonna do things the right way. So no, neither of those
Above board.
characters, at least at this point, have shown me anything really evil. You know what I mean? They even saved like Huey's dad and their own families, and I'm sure that put them at like enormous risk. I was glad when the CIA stepped in because I was like, are you telling me we're about to have all these fucking people on this show? Get them out. Have Homelander fly in and zap these motherfuckers, please. It's like Dexter with the baby. I'm like, when does this baby get out of this fucking show, man?
Oh man, did you finish
sa-
Dexter? Are you
No, I haven't watched any of it in a while.
done?
So we're still on the Julia Stiles.
It's the only
season.
reason he's seen The Boys is because he stopped watching.
Hey, no
Stop
complaints.
watching
No
We
complaints
haven't
from me.
finished Dark. We're on the last. We're like halfway through the last season of Dark, and
Stop wasting your time with Dark.
I only have like 4 episodes left. I mean, but that's fuck. Oh, we're on the last season of Parks and Rec too, and I finished 30 Rock last night. Also, 30 Rock did not have that status. I've never seen the last season, which I slept through honestly like 8 of those episodes.
Jason is our Renaissance man when it comes to TV shows.
Parks and Rec though, man. Have you watched all that all the way through? Have you guys watched it all the way through?
I have not.
Adam, have you seen it in its entirety?
I'm using hotel internet, so y'all were lagging whenever you said it. So all
You're
I heard
fine.
was, "Have you seen it in its entirety?"
Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Episode
Okay.
1, episode whatever.
Yeah,
I've only watched it once though. It's not something like The Office, which I've seen 1,000 times. Like I've only seen Parks and Rec through once, and because it aired years ago, my knowledge of it is years and years and years old.
Well,
it's we're on the last season, and honestly, it's surprising. Like, I guess like the risk they're taking in the last season, it does like a time skip, and yeah, it's actually really surprising me because I watched like half of it 10 years ago, and coming back to it, I was like, wow, actually, this show doesn't. I think The Office peters off really bad, and Parks and Rec like kind of stays strong through its whole run to me, at least so far. I'm sorry to get off on that tangent. I was just talking about shit I'm watching. So
next week, let's dive a little further into season 2. I'm proud of you, Jason, for finally.
yeah,
watching
we'll be watching season 2 probably today. We'll probably be caught up. I'm sure next week we're going to be talking about the fucking NFL for a healthy chunk of this.
Hey,
podcast.
we're gonna
pivot heavy into sports.
We are drafting tonight. Yep.
I'm trying to find one more person. I sent out some messages.
Email. I'll say this. I am going to draft all the players that you plan on getting, so that you have to trade with me.
Fuck you. I never trade in fantasy. If you have to trade, you're fucking up. That's all I'm saying, man.
Dak's gone. Dak's mine.
I got Dak in my other league, man, and I'm so fucking. I'm mad. I got him in like round 4, round 5 because I was like busy. I'm drafting at work, so I was able to choose like the first 3 rounds where I wanted. And then I think round 4 or 5 came around, and everyone had skipped Dak. You know, like it'll tell you like this guy is like 60th, hilarious. And we're on pick like fucking like. Or actually, he was like 31, and we're on pick like 50 something. And then it gave me Dak because I missed the pick, and I was like, "Fuck, why do I have Dak?"
Oh my god, Who?
So if he has a good season, I mean, kudos to me. But I really did not want Dak Prescott on my fucking team.
Well,
I really wanted the guy in Houston. Actually, I wanted Watson, but
well, I'll have to remember that for the draft. Anyways, oh, looks like Adam's back. Adam, can you hear us?
He's here in spirit.
I don't think Adam can hear us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he can hear us. He's just trying to get over the fact that we just shat on the Cowboys. And
Just
Dak.
Blame Hilton.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Honestly, our internet was fine when we were staying in the Regency, like last week.
Everything's stabilized. I can see all now.
Hey.
Not lagging, and I'll have to pretend like I'm not moving.
That's good.
Yeah, you were sitting still like a mannequin.
But no, the last thing I heard that we're looking for one more person for the draft.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah, we have 9. In that league, I'm actually trying to draft. I know you guys don't even know these people, but one of these guys, we'll just call him David. He worked with someone that they don't like each other, and I'm trying to get that other person. I'm trying to get that other person in our league right now because I'm like, hey, this guy you don't like is in our league. You should really get in there and beat him. Like, it's great. I'm trying to make our league like real spicy.
Jason's our Homelander, essentially.
I'm just trying to make it a spicy season, man. I'm trying to make people care about like beating these people because it's like half our friend group and half these people that you don't even fucking know. So
it would be like if you're coined with having to make like a reality show with like fictional characters. Jason's like, let's put Harley Quinn with Superwoman. Like, see how that goes.
To see you know what I mean? Like, you're as involved as you want to be. You can talk shit if you want.
I think it's a good idea, personally.
Yeah, I really want this person to join our league. I know he's at work right now, but he really needs to fucking answer my text.
Oh man. Well, I know Adam had a bunch of things that he wanted to talk about.
All right, hit it.
First of all, they were leaks, but now they're confirmed. We had Xbox Series S dropping at $299. Xbox Series X officially $499. Sony's been holding out, trying to undercut their price, so we might have a PS5 coming in at
Why do you say that? Why do you say? When has PlayStation ever undercut Microsoft? Ever? They've always leveled out to the same price.
Did they do it with the PS4? I felt like those were similar price.
It was the
I
same
feel like
price. They were the same.
No,
price.
but
so we're talking max price for the highest in Xbox and the highest in and the highest in PlayStation 5. You're talking $1,000.
But the PlayStation had the PlayStation Pro. Like, what do you guys mean? Like, both systems are. It's like normal now to make a budget system.
It is now, but when you think about PS3 and 360, I mean, the reason 360 even sold. I hate to say this, but the reason it sold the way it did is because PS3 was just so. It was $600 compared to whatever the fuck Xbox was. Xbox was like the vastly cheaper product, so that's why everyone bought 360.
It didn't stay that price. Did it?
No.
Because I bought a 360 and I didn't pay any attention to PlayStation at that time.
No, I didn't. PS3 was like the generation I skipped. I didn't do shit with PS3.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, cool beans. With
I mean, we'll see whatever PS5's price point is. I'm sure it's gonna be competitive. They have to make it competitive. If it comes out at like $700, I mean,
no one's gonna fucking buy it.
Yeah, no one's gonna fucking buy it. No one bought the PS3 at $600. You almost have to make it like a $500 or below price point just to get fucking attention.
Well, they sell consoles like printers now. Like, they take a loss. And they recoup the money through games.
Look at Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nintendo, you don't have to be the number one big dick console. You're still the best selling console. Just pump out your games and make them $60 and keep them at $60, and you'll be the industry leader. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's my biggest worry with Xbox, I guess, going forward. It's not like I give a shit. I don't have brand loyalty or anything. If I'm looking at this, PS5 is still gonna have like Sony exclusives, these big fucking hitters like Spider-Man and Last of Us and Uncharted, all this shit that keeps people. It is like the reason I bought a PS4 was to play like The Last of Us and a lot of these exclusives. Like the,
Flagships.
yeah, that I didn't get to play on the PS3. And Xbox used to have exclusives. I mean, I say that I can only really think of like Halo and Gears of War. Well, no, the reason I ever got a 360 was Street Fighter 5 was an exclusive for quite a while on the 360. Um, but going forward, all of Xbox's games are going to be available on PC, and a lot of them are multi-platform. And they've even said like they don't really give that big of a shit about first party titles. So I mean, why am I gonna drop $500 on something on a system that the games are gonna be available on every other platform?
If you have um a PC capable of running it, you have no reason to buy the system.
And
Like,
and
that's the
and
point.
any PC enthusiast, you've seen the new video cards, those 3000, the 3000 series. Those cards are like
Yeah, what is it?
$500 and
The 3070 is
500.
that's 500. That's the
Yeah.
lowest version.
No,
So
there's a 360 before it that's only fucking 350, I think, and that is like equivalent to like the next best card on the market right now. That isn't like 15,000 or $1,500.
so yeah, you're talking like maybe $1,000, $1,200 PC that can run Xbox games, Steam, like
Yeah,
exclusives,
and you're talking about max.
everything.
Yeah, unless you're doing 4K.
Yeah, and you're talking about highest quality,
Yeah.
except for 4K. So it's about to get crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what Xbox's selling point is these days. I mean, other than and Halo Infinite, like you know what? It's supposed to be like free to play and available on PC. I mean, what
Free
the
to
fuck?
play? I didn't see that.
That it's a rumor. It's a rumor that's out there. But you know what?
So
even
bad it has to be.
yeah,
But
it
it's
has to
definitely
be
gotta-
free to play. Yeah.
But it's definitely going to be on. It's definitely going to be available on
Oh,
PC.
on
Like,
PC.
they've,
So
they've
what?
already
What the?
said that.
Yeah. What the
So
fuck
why
is your
buy
incentive?
why
Yeah.
buy your system?
Yeah, because you know what still has a lot of exclusives, like 20 to 30 years of exclusives, fucking PC. So, and I know that some people are turned off by PC, you know, like casual audiences just want to buy a console and play Cyberpunk or whatever the fuck they want to
It's a lot
play.
less work to
Yeah.
buy a console because the games are already modified like to work perfectly on this system. You don't have to put in the effort or the time to understand like what RAM, what processor, what motherboard, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I can see the ease of use,
Yes.
but
It's for
as the generations keep going, it's getting less and less.
it's for
attractive.
plebeians. It's for fucking people that don't want to.
I don't want to sound like a PC master race because I'm not.
No, you're definitely not.
Look at us though. Look at what we're able to do right now. You know, I'm on a thing where we're doing a podcast essentially. I can have a game running. I do have a game running right now with fucking audio running behind it. And you're gonna tell me that Xbox is, you know, there's just a quality leap that you do not get in consoles, and consoles are catching up. Don't get me wrong. Even now, I would say graphically, consoles might be on equal footing if you take out like obviously like VR and like 4K. If you're not like if you bought a $4,000 PC, it's gonna outperform every console. But I mean, you know, even I guess that is the appeal of a console is
Yeah, but
you
your
don't have to.
average
Yeah,
uh
people want to spend $1,000 on a
market,
phone. They don't want to spend
your
$1,000 on a fucking PC, I
Well,
guess.
it comes down to
your
the fact.
average market PC is gonna out, or it's gonna at least be in line with consoles. But like you said, you can do a lot more things.
It comes down to
We're
the
saying
fact
like,
that kids can just pick up a console and go and play. They can't do the same thing on a PC.
I agree with you, but as a parent, I'm not a parent. I mean, but if I was a parent, I would want my kids to have a PC because of what it allows them to learn through osmosis. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of the computer tech that I have came from playing games and learning how to like join servers through command prompts and learning how to mod and learning how to create content for these games. Like you learn so much through a PC just by playing with it, where a console is, sure, it's a toy that has games on it, but really that's all it is. It's limited in that capacity. For a child, like they could achieve so much more on a PC. That's just me
But a
talking
PC
though.
is it's like the Wild West compared
I
to.
Yeah,
You
you're
can
right about
literally, if
that.
you click the wrong thing, you could watch a guy get fucked by a donkey
Yes,
in the
or
internet.
shoot himself in the head
Yeah,
or
which is not
whatever,
going to happen
so
typically on a
my
console.
question is, do y'all think there is a space between computer and modern console that consoles could move towards, where there's more flexibility, more modability,
I mean,
more function,
until you have a
that
start menu,
it's not fully a PC, but
you either
I
have
would
until
PC
there's
or not. Like,
I would say that they're already there. You know what I mean? Even with Xbox
they've
One.
met the middle ground.
Yeah, Xbox One, you can hit, and same thing, PlayStation is shittier at this. But with Xbox, you can hit that fucking middle button. I mean, hit the home button, and while you're watching something or while you're playing something, you can still interact with the menus pretty seamlessly.
See,
No,
I'm
it's not.
I'm
No, you're good.
keep going.
Oh, I
I'm
was gonna
thinking
say it's not as easy
I'm
as
imagining
Windows.
something between a Fire Stick and a console. Because Fire Sticks have something like Downloader, where you can go to a link and you essentially can sideload programs. If a console could do something similar, it's still not a PC, but it's more than a console, if that makes sense.
a console's less than a PC,
Like, is there a world?
which is why it's so much more affordable.
Yeah, because it's specific hardware designed for mostly one purpose. Nowadays, and it's not like, you can run Netflix and all this shit on your phone. So it's not like that stuff's graphically intense. But
You can't produce anything like on a
yeah.
console. You
Yeah,
can,
you can stream Twitch these days, but that's about it.
yeah. But like even like the stuff we're doing right now would not be possible on a console. Maybe a PlayStation 4000 will be able to.
That's only because Connect crashed.
I mean, but still, like
Connect
there's
is a great idea.
the PC has so much more that a console just can't do, like flat out.
Yeah. A console is a designed weapon like a knife. It's a really good knife, but I guess, well, I wouldn't even call a PC a multi-tool because multi-tools are like shitty. A PC is like a toolbox, and a console is like a very nice tool that you took out of the toolbox.
So I think I kind of want to start a new part of the podcast where the thing this week that pisses Mike off, and the thing that pisses Mike off this week is hearing about 8 million acres being burned over a reveal party that this couple decided to do. They had pyrotechnics.
I mean,
How
I don't.
I don't
irresponsible?
understand.
How
I mean, are
irresponsible?
are you mad?
Why?
Are you mad at the gender reveal people? I mean, I guarantee you, there's a million of those. There's more than a million of them that happen a year. Nowadays, everyone does gender reveal parties, and none of
Mm.
them have started a forest fire. So I think
This
it's.
was in California, where it's forest fire
I
city.
know, but it's not like anyone had the intention of causing a fucking forest fire with
What?
this. I think gender
Are you
reveals are
kidding me?
fucking dumb. I mean.
They use a pyrotechnic machine to cause smoke and fire and shit like that. And their whole thing was the guy was a U.S. Border Patrol agent, so he blew it up with his rifle. Who would have thought that blowing up a flammable, contained substance with a gun could possibly start, like, it's gross negligence, in my opinion. I have no issues with gender reveals at all. It's just, hey, maybe in a state where forest fires are a severe problem and a big issue, maybe you just want to stick to a colored balloon. Like,
I mean, I agree. It's over the top, but so is it his fault? Maybe his wife wanted something big and fucking fancy and whatnot. Everyone's always, I don't know. Obviously, I think gender reveals are fucking dumb. I think a lot of people do, but we do what we do because of our fucking wives and significant others, and maybe that's what she wanted.
what a
I don't.
diplomatic answer from Jason.
What a diplomatic. Well,
Someone who's not typically diplomatic at all.
I just
very
think
opinionated.
I think that that's you can't. You're blaming them like it's irresponsible, but like I say, I mean, there's millions of gender reveals that go off without causing a forest fire, even if he did use pyrotechnics.
That's my point.
I'm sure he was being safe. I'm sure he was being responsible. I'm sure there's people in California right now that are camping, making fires and shit like this that aren't burning down the state.
Not
you
right
know,
now. Not right now.
it's an unfortunate thing that happened. I don't know. It's just fucking yeah. There's like a knee jerk part of me that wants to be like, well, gender reveals are fucking stupid, so the guy's a fucking idiot anyway. But I don't know. I don't think it's that.
See, I take up no issue with the gender reveal. It's the fact that you are a U.S. Border Patrol agent and you don't think that blowing something up during the summer, like, where they already have massive forest fires in their state, would be potentially a bad idea. That's my biggest beef. That's what's pissed me off this week.
He just wanted his wife to be happy, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty dumb. I mean, it was a really dumb fucking move on his part that he's paying for, but he probably wasn't thinking about that at the time.
Clearly he wasn't. Clearly.
Yeah.
Adam, are you here? I don't know if Adam's here or not. He's been like a statue for the past 20 minutes.
He's very statuesque.
He's stoic as hell.
Exactly,
right now.
Man.
He's like, I'm better than both of you.
I mean, I saw those headlines, but I didn't really read up about it too much. I don't know. Nothing's really been pissing me off recently, so I've been pretty calm actually.
Pretty calm.
Pretty calm.
So I don't know if Adam's here or not, but I do know the one thing that he did want to talk about.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, he is back.
Love fucking internet. It's so amazing.
Yeah, but it's keeping things spicy, as Jason
right.
likes to say.
Keeping it spicy. There you go, man.
Spicy. Adam wanted to mention the fact that the long-running and prestigious show, The Kardashians, is coming to an unfortunate end.
It couldn't be soon enough. I guess this is the year to try to save America. So this is just one more step in the right direction, I guess.
I mean,
I don't have anything to say about that. I don't watch this
That's
show.
basically
I mean,
what I said.
nor would I ever watch the show. I have never seen an episode of the Kardashians. For a long time, I didn't even know who the Kardashians were. After that big OJ resurgence a few years ago, I learned that the Kardashians were the daughters of one of the lawyers. But yeah, I mean, I try to stay away from that as best I can.
Let's be real. OJ did it. Let's not.
Sure, yeah, absolutely, but uh, just I don't have anything to say about the Kardashians. Like I said,
Neither do
I don't know anything about them. I mean,
other than the fact I feel like they rose to stardom and fame in the era when we started making stupid people famous.
it was that what were the Hilton sisters a part of?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's that shit. It was this age of taking like rich, spoiled celebrities, and that was the purpose of it, was to take their lives and document them and put them on screen and say, "Oh, look at this idiot with money do things. Aren't you upset? Don't you want to tweet?" This is before tweeting, but it was the point to get you talking, because it was drama for like the housewives and like the simple minded.
Oh yeah, Atlanta Housewives. I forgot about that crap.
Hey, a sex tape pills.
They did have a sex tape. Yeah, you're right.
You're
I forgot about
That's
that.
the only reason why anyone knows who she is.
But there's also like, this is in the era of like Jersey Shore and what was that one show? I don't know, just a lot of garbage TV is like when the stuff like rose to like fame. So I'm kind of glad to see it go.
It was the cream of the garbage crop.
And yeah, these women are, they're billionaires now, right? One of them's a billionaire, I know, or a multi-billionaire.
Not Chloe. Kylie is a billionaire.
Yeah.
From her makeup line, but has a lot to do with Gen Z and.
But that's the point. People. So we saw it, come about as just like this stupid fucking reality show. But kids don't know that. Kids just go, "Oh, this shit's popular," so I'm gonna buy it. This is a popular person,
Yeah.
It's just gross. I don't know what else you could say about it. But it's finally coming to an end. But I'm sure it's not the last.
No,
we'll see.
I'm sure
afterwards, and they're ending this show, but who's to say that they're not going to have a fucking another one? Because they've already had, I think Kim and Chloe or some bullshit, where
they'll have spinoffs. They'll have spinoffs till the end of time, till people forget who the fuck these people are. So
no one's gonna forget.
I've already forgotten. Thank you, Mike. I'm glad we're in agreement.
You know their names, so you haven't.
Adam's like never forget.
Absolutely not. I am absolutely not. Never forget. I'm saying unfortunately, we will never fucking forget the Kardashians.
Well,
they're ingrained in the American culture.
We got a little bit of time left. Why don't you tell us about since the last time we podcast, both of you guys have had to go through some craziness. So
both of us? I don't know. I evacuated
You've been living like I don't even know. I was gonna say a vagrant, but that's not the correct word. But like just someone that's on the run, basically.
No, we're back at home.
Yeah, finally. But what has that been like, real quick?
Oh, it was fine. We stayed in a hotel. We had some of our fees waived. We had to evacuate due to a storm. I say waived. It was nice things like we didn't have to. They didn't charge us for like our parking fees,
Oh,
or
okay.
our pet
Is FEMA
deposits.
taking care of anything?
I don't. I haven't reached out to FEMA. I don't fucking know. That would be nice if they did, but I don't really
That's why
expect
they're
them to.
there.
I mean, like I say, it's not something I'm expecting, but I mean, nothing was damaged on our home. We were just out of the home for a week, and
Yeah,
I
but FEMA still likes to pay for
for
like
your
part of their
shit.
purposes to pay for hotel fees and shit when you have to evacuate.
I know
So you should check it out.
we swapped the fridges out. I have a fridge in my garage that I brought inside because our fridge was pretty garbage.
That's the
But
most fun about losing power for a week.
I mean, I literally just put something under the freezer and just mopped all that crap out and then just brought it out to my garage and put the good fridge inside. We were pretty good. I mean,
I will say, because of you, Jason, I have definitely learned my lesson. Like, if I ever had to evacuate here and I knew I wouldn't be back for an extended period of time, I would definitely take everything out of the refrigerator.
yeah, so we took a lot of stuff out, honestly, but we didn't
Mm.
empty our freezer. We weren't thinking
Mm.
about that. I don't know why. Our fridge was mostly empty, but the freezer was not. On
Let me
that,
tell you what my dad did.
what did he do?
He literally had my brother, after he trash bagged everything in the fridge, whenever he was almost certain that it was gonna hit, he had my brother go over there and trash it all. So the fridge was completely empty. Because of course we lived through Rita and
Yeah.
lost that fridge entirely.
Yeah, so see, he
So
remembers
he learned
that.
his lesson.
Yeah, I wasn't accustomed to that. We took some things out, but not enough. We didn't empty it. We didn't do the trash bags. And the fridge is fine. I mean, I cleaned it. It's cool. I can bring it back inside whenever. We're gonna use my fridge just I guess till we move out of here.
No, it's just a fuck ton of work.
Well,
Oh yeah.
I'm
It's a
happy
pain
that
in the ass.
I'm happy that everything worked out for you guys and nothing got fucked up and damaged.
Nope.
It
Other
was
than
literally a late shift that saved everything.
oh yeah, the Louisiana Lake Charles area,
Lake
dude.
Charles got destroyed.
Yeah, they're fucked for lack of a better word. I mean, they don't have power over there. They don't
It's
have
gonna be
water over
months.
there. I know. I think one of the big casinos, La Berge, what is supposed to open tomorrow for NFL, and right now they are running on. I talked to one of the managers at that casino a few days ago, and he said so their refrigeration and their AC runs on like water. So they just brought in like 10, 18 wheelers of filled with water, and they're having to cycle it. Like one truck pumps it in, and the other truck pumps it out to recycle the water to use for all that cooling, and all that power is on generators. And I just can't imagine how big of a fucking generator you have to run a casino floor plus all your hotel rooms. Like, I was like,
Oh,
how
they're
big
the
is
size
your.
of buildings. They're literally. I've seen generators.
Yeah,
That big.
it would
They're the
have
size
to
of
be.
buildings.
And they've said right now that water
They drove
is.
it in, or they already had one.
They already had it. They built the casino with that generator.
So that means the generator was already like that thing was probably sitting on the fucking roof because it has to be above where
Does
the
it?
water line.
Yeah, I guess
because
you're
it
right.
can't go underwater, so it's already lifted.
They said right now that water is more expensive than gasoline over there. It's cheaper for
Water
them.
is more expensive than gasoline.
Yeah, it's more expensive for them to bring in the trucks of water to power their refrigeration than it is to get the gas for the generator. So
Jesus.
that's a grim future we're looking at. Just I heard that in my head was like global warming.
No,
Like,
that's just what you need to look at whenever you talk about global warming, you talk about hurricanes. The Gulf is getting warmer every year, and it's not an accident that these hurricanes are getting bigger and stronger.
yeah, it's like
The
four
coast
forming
is
every
getting
day.
really
Every day there's 8 of them coming. You're like, oh, are they gonna
We have
just come and
four.
fuck my
We have
shit up?
literally four. We have four heading our way right now.
So, Adam,
Congratulations, Mike. I hope you enjoy where you live.
Adam,
Because
hey, I live. There's more and more tornadoes and stuff like that that hit where I am at more often every year now. But I would like to get back
shit
to
is
you though, Adam.
ridiculous.
How has your experience been, real quick, in Chicago?
Um, First of all, I had deep dish pizza, like legit Chicago deep dish pizza. It was honestly much more delicious than I thought it would be
Oh,
because
yeah,
it
that's why you
looks
posted that
like
video of Jon
Jon Stewart.
Stewart dogging
yeah.
It's
deep
a
dish pizza.
casserole.
I didn't post it. My brother posted it, talking shit.
uh,
Um, I thought it was gonna be like like a sauce pie, but it was just sauce on top, and then you had cheese, and then ingredients, and then cheese, and then crust. So the sauce is on top to add flavor, but you don't have like.
Do you eat it? You
real-
eat it? Do you eat it with a fork and a knife, or do you just eat it like a
No, you can
pizza?
honestly pick it up because the sauce is purely on top,
Okay.
so you can actually pick it up. I didn't know that until I actually tried it. Um, that was really good. We went and saw the Bean,
Oh
which
yeah.
is the famous art structure that's in the heart of downtown, and it literally reflects the buildings in it, so you can get some really cool shots. I think Jason, with your camera, like you'd get some fucking gorgeous pictures out of it. The You can watch the skyscrapers like disappear into the fog because it was overcast the time that we've been here.
Yeah,
For
I had a friend
for
that lived in
one day, but it's really
Chicago,
neat.
and yeah, I mean they had nothing but good things to say about the city. So
I did not go to the south side, and I had no
why would
intention
you?
to.
You're a tourist. I don't understand.
I don't want to get shot, so
Yeah, I was
pussy.
about to say. I mean, you're a tourist. No one's asking you to go to the fucking south side of Chicago. Fairly sure most residents don't do that.
Oh man.
but we're honestly like packing up right now, and we got a flight in 2.5 hours.
Well, I'm looking forward to next week's podcast. That's for sure.
Hey, indeed, indeed.
I have a lot more time and a lot more to say, but I do believe that's going to do it for this week, only because I'm on a time schedule. So, thank you all for watching Nerdy, Drunk, and Stoned. Jason, Mike, please like, subscribe, bang that bell so you can get notifications, and we will see y'all next week.
Don't forget about Patreon, people.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, and
Bye.
aliens, check out the Patreon.
Check it out.
Right
Yeah.
now, it's only one person. I think it's this individual.
We did our own
wait,
version
no,
of Tenet
over
this
here, which is her.
week. Oh boy.
Stop.
All right.
And
All right.
I promise.
Goodbye.